Hey everybody, welcome back to another awesome day in crypto. Hex is bullish. There is some bromance love, and of course DragonX hits 20x. Flux buy and burn is shining, and Volt is up next. So it's going to be a great show. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. We're all after mad gains, and of course it's still early. It's still flaming early in the cycle. So yeah, boy. We got Lies Beneath in the house. Hello, how are you today? Very good. Hex Pulsechain incentive for the win, 100%. It is going like crazy there, Lies Beneath, going like crazy. Big shout out to you as well. Everything you do every day, we all appreciate it. We got Priority 1 in the house there. Good morning, Titan X Land. Absolutely crushing it, man. Crushing it on Pulsechain with Hex, crushing it on Ethereum with Titan X. You can't ask for much better than that. And of course, DragonX as well, doing incredibly well. JKX and Legend X, crazy moves. Yep, we're going to be talking about all of that today. We're covering Titan X in full today, so stay tuned for that. It's in the second half of the show, of course. We got Priority 1 says DragonX now 21. Amazing, amazing, absolutely amazing. Brennan says, howdy, Superman and family. Alt season is upon us, says Brennan. Certainly starting to ramp up towards that, isn't it? So let's get into it without further ado. Let's kick it off with Monday of the stock market, right? Monday stock market. Let's get into it. Let's go for gold and bam. All right, so stock market today, the S&P 500 consolidates gains above 5,700. And let's have a look at the numbers there. We've got the Dow Jones up 0.15%, 61 points to 42,124. The S&P 500 up almost 0.3%, 16 points to 5,718. So really consolidated there. And the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it up 0.14%. 25 points to 17,973, looking pretty good. US dollar is holding on at 100.65 on the index versus its trading partners. We are looking for that to go below 100. So that's kind of what we're going to look for there as well. That should boost commodities a lot. We got West Texas at the moment is up slightly at $70.60, and Brent oil is down slightly at $73.42. Gold is down slightly, $2.35 to 2,650. So still doing pretty well there. Silver at the moment, just under $31, down 0.3% there. That is the commodities. Let's have a quick look at the economic news. The Fed Reserve clues a PCE inflation on tap this week. That's the big data. That's the main number that the Federal Reserve looks at. So a string of Fed officials and members of the rate setting committee are set to speak this week. Most notably, Chair Jerome Powell on Thursday. So keep that in your calendar. The central bank interest rates were cut by 50 basis points last week, making the beginning of an easing cycle that could see rates fall by as much as 125 basis points, which is 1.25 or 1.25 percentage points. So that would take us from 5.5 down to 4.25 percentage points there on the federal funds rate. Well, the move had pushed Wall Street to record highs. Overall gains were limited, given that the Fed held a less dovish medium to long-term outlook, but that can change a lot, right? So no big deal there. The central bank signaled neutral rates were likely to be much higher than those seen in the past. What did we get down to zero? Was it pretty much zero? So what are they talking about? 2-3%. I guess you have to look at the outlook forecast for that. The pace of the Fed's easing cycle is also expected to depend largely on the U.S. economy. I agree with that. We have a question mark over the U.S. economy, the lagged impacts of the high interest rates. And so, yeah, things are a little bit different there. Let's see what we get in some real economy trouble next year. We shall see. The PCE price index, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, is due this Friday, so put that in your calendars. And it's set to offer more cues on interest rates. Inflation is still trending well above the 2% annual inflation target there. Ahead of that, investors will be watching Monday for economic activity on the service and manufacturing sectors, while the U.S. House Republicans unveiled a new plan that would keep the government funded for 3 months and avoid a partial shutdown, as they always do. Keep pushing pushing the can down the road. It's tough when you don't control all three parts of government. So that's all we can say. 3 agencies of government. Yeah, 3 divisions. I can't remember the actual phrasing there, but you can let me know in the chat. I've forgotten. All right, so let's jump over into the crypto. Crypto at the moment, a BTC down 0.4%, 63,416. I think we were over 64,000 earlier, so we'll check that on the chart. Ethereum there up 2.5%, some nice gains for Ethereum. Is our altcoin season in the mix now, $2,650. We got BNB up 2.7%, $605 there. Solana down slightly, XRP down slightly, Tron up slightly. Now it wasn't Tron, was it? Tron talking about overtaking ADA for third spot. So we'll see what if Sun is right about that. ADA up 3% at the moment at 36 cents. They're kind of our leaders today. That's our leaders there. Litecoin down 2% as well on notable that. So let's go to Bitcoin. This is the daily on Bitcoin on Coinbase. And we can see that we have had a nice little rally here back up to 63. Yeah, we did get over 64 today, 64,739. We did that earlier. And you can see that is the chart. If we look on the daily, quite wide out now. And we're just about through September. Yay, one more week to go, right? And then we're out of September. But September has been pretty good. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin returns because we're a bit nervous about it, right? A bit nervous because historically, returns for September have been negative. See all those reds, negatives there? But last year it was a positive 3.91%. And this year, I'm happy to report. So we've still got a week to go, but September is up 7.32%. So you can see that in the chart. We're having a nice little time here. Yeah, the Bitcoin returns are up for September. Good news. Now, last year, of course, we know that October is up October, and you can see why all these green months in October for the years prior. And of course, we also had a big rally into Christmas. We are looking to repeat that rally. We are looking to repeat that rally. And of course, my target is at least 90K Bitcoin. So keep a lookout. We're at 63. 90K seems pretty good. Maybe even 100K. It is a game on, right? And that will very likely happen if Trump gets in, right? Trump gets in there. That is what we're looking forward to. So that is where we are at the moment. Let's jump over into the Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment is obviously rallying as well and is back over the 200 EMA. Look at that, the yellow line there, back over 200 EMA, and it's flattened out, right? And we're getting some convergence. It's going to take a little while to get there, but maybe October, end of October, something. Let's see how we go. Not too bad on Ethereum there. And of course, we zoom out. That's the Ethereum chart. Looks quite a bit different from the Bitcoin one. And of course, it had a death cross, right? So whereas Bitcoin's avoided a death cross, we have got a death cross still playing out, but it's tapering off now from the looks of it. And it may be into altcoin season. Yeah, boy. All right, enough of that. All right, so that is kind of cool. Now, I haven't pulled up this chart before, so Brennan will be happy about this. Brennan will be happy about this. But this is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. And you can see that we're down, that Ethereum is just down against Bitcoin at the moment. So we're looking, this is on the monthly, these are monthly candles. So we were looking to get back over there. In particular, we got the 50 EMA on the monthly there, yellow up at 0.056. So we're going to look for that to flip at the moment. But we're actually at a pretty interesting bounce point here. We've had previous resistance here. So if we can find support here, pretty good for the move up, right? For the move up there. That's Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Kind of cool. Or it's just, I think it's about 23 times. So Bitcoin's about 23 times the value of Ethereum if we flip that, inverse that one. All right, so the other thing that's been happening is gas prices have started rallying on Ethereum. We can see that we're really getting quite high here, 26 and stuff like that. We're getting so used to 1 Gwei and sub 1 Gwei and 2 Gwei, and then it's come back into 26 Gwei, and then it suddenly wakes you up when you try to do a swap on Uniswap, or you try to do a smart contract interaction, and it's suddenly, oh damn it, it's gone back. We were missing the 1 Gwei. Now we did a week ago. We were at 2 Gwei a week ago. So you can see here we're 2 Gwei, but now things are moving higher here with the old sentiment change. So there we go. Could we blame TitanX being so popular? Is that what's happening? So kind of cool. Now we actually have a few clues down the bottom because you can actually see some of the bigger users down here somewhere. So yeah, we've got Uniswap, ETH transfers, Uniswap. We got Maestro there, Tether, and Banana Gun there, all which is NFTs, right? All pushing that up. Maybe it's just Banana Gun that's causing this problems here. All right, so that's kind of where we are at the moment on ultrasound.money, which leads us into meme coins on the crypto. As you guys can see, we're generally pretty green across the board. Let's have a look at the total there. We've got Dogecoin at the moment. It's just under $15.8 billion. It is up 8% for the week, up 2% in the day. Let's scroll through some of these. With Pepe obviously doing pretty well, up 12%, 16% on Dog with Hat for the week, all up green on the day. Let's see what else we got going there. 32% on Solcat, up 6% almost today on Solana chain there. Brett is up 10% for the week. There's a Nero one here, up 240%, up 55% for the day. So it's been doing pretty well, hasn't it? And of course, dogs, we've got MewCoin here, 35% up for the week, 9% for today. So a lot of that is today on the old MewCoin. Let's see what else we got going there. MogCoin up 32% for the week, 8% today. Pepecoin up 53% for the week, 8% today. So pretty nice gains happening in the meme space. Really starting to wake up a bit. And of course, Turbo, they're up 40%, up 13%. Sundog is sort of tapered off here at the moment. Let's see what else we got going here. Meme is up 20% for the week. Simon's Cat up 33%. Now, normally I finish about here, which is dog on runes, because we're back in dogs on runes for the win. Looks like it's picked up a little bit here. Waiting for that tier 1 exchange. Maybe Kraken will be the first exchange to list dogs. There's definitely, looks like they're just moved into communications about getting that happening between Leonidas potentially and the growth band or whatever for Kraken. So we should say if they get that tier 1, it's going to be a big, big deal. And we could see this, a God mode candle occur in the old dogs on Bitcoin. So yeah, we're waiting out for that. Currently just over a quarter of a penny. That's where we are at the moment. Total market cap on crypto. Let's go to see that. 2.23 trillion, up 0.75% today, and the volume 78 billion, up 44%. And it's a green candle, looking really, really good. So not too bad, not too bad. All right, let's jump over to we're going to jump into Pulsechain. That's our next topic. You guys know my format by now. I've changed the format because we now have DragonX coverage as well. So let me get back into that. Bam. Well, let's bring up now. What day is it? Write in the chat what day it is on Pulsechain today that we're doing results for. Come on. I'm not going to talk about until we get someone to put it in. What day is it since Pulsechain launched that we are celebrating the results for today? You can go check out Richard Hart if you want. If you want to go check out Richard Hart posts, you can do that. Now, Brian's got it. So, Brian, well done, mate. 500 days since Pulsechain launched. Woo-hoo! What was it, the 13th of May, 2023? I think that was right. So, come on, Brian. You are the champ today. And he's one of our community leaders, so he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. He's onboarded more people onto Hex and Pulsechain than kangaroo jumping over kangaroos. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Hey, Hex, good to see you in the house. Hello, 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 hello. We got Blair in there too. Hey, Blair, hope you're doing well also. Looking good there. We've got Priority One's got quite a few comments about DragonX. We'll get onto that when we start covering that topic. Let's go back. Boom, boom, boom. All right, Pulsechain, day 500 results. Yeah, boy. Quadruple 0448 on Pulsechain, down 4.3%. So unfortunately, no green day for that. But we have improved the ratio. So we're now at 45% of the sacrifice ratio and the mean sacrifice price. And we got Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0243, down 8% today, still sitting well discounted below the mean sacrifice price at 24%. The buy and burn, though, doesn't care. It keeps going up. And, of course, with the volumes going up dramatically, we're going to check out the volumes on Pulsechain. They've gone up dramatically. We're up 994.1 billion Pulsex is now bought up and burned. We are so close to 1 trillion. And is 4.93% of the total public supply. So we're heading towards 5% on that. And you can see we've got 20.163 trillion Pulsex there. So slowly burning that away. Now, we've also obviously got Pulsex in the Power City Protocol liquidity fork. So that also eats up a pretty similar amount, I think. So we might check that out later on too. Incentive token at the moment is down 10% at $2.26. But the ratio is over 50,457. So 6% of that is the ratio going down a bit, but 4.3% is the Pulsechain price going up. Going down too. So it would otherwise be 6%. It is 10% down for the day. And we have 43 million incentive tokens in existence from the Pulsex farms. And we're going to be looking at the Pulsex farms again today too. So we're doing lots of extra stuff today. But the big story of in the town is Hex. Hex is bullish as per the title of the video. It is up 5.47% and it is now over 9/10 of a penny. Heading towards that 1 cent magic glorious mark. We got EHEX though has not followed it up. It had initially it did, but it is sort of stalled out and is sitting at 23/100th of a penny at the moment. But the combined price of EHEX and PX is 1.15 cents. So congratulations for those that have accumulated, bought the bottom, and of course have been hodling. So we're heading in the right direction. So nice stuff there. We're going to check that out in the chart too. So all right, so let's quickly go to Pulse. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. But let's have a look here. So we've got the oral arguments coming up at the end of the month, aren't they? Now I've got to change that actually. Let's go to the daily here on Pulsechain. And actually, let's scroll that back up, because I just remembered I've got to move that that oral arguments to the end of the month. I think it was the 31st is now the SEC meeting versus Richard Hart. So we're slowly ticking towards it. Let me just log this too, auto log that. And we are getting there. So it's just before the US election, for goodness sake. And that is how many days away? It is 36 days away until that RH versus SEC. It's going to be fun to see that. And of course, in New York there. And of course, we're ticking away. So nice little rally for Pulsechain. It has got overheated on the RSI, just cooling off at the moment. But, you know, if we get a nice bounce back, in my view, of 4,200, then that's a really nice move for another wave high. No, 1, 2, 3, let's go. So that's looking pretty good. Let's go to the Pulsex. And Pulsex at the moment, what have we got on the daily? Yeah, so we had a little bit of pullback here. Let's go full screen on this too. See, the RSI is at 64. We got overheated, came back 63. So we called that really well. Obviously, RSI is very good at doing that. Getting the, you know, when it gets overheated. And at the moment, we have got the price here, good support at 2,400. And of course, if we came down and tested that, that'd be quite cool to cool off a little bit there. So just a little bit of tapering at the moment on the old Pulsex. Let's have a look at the yields at the moment. So the yields here at the moment on Pulsex are 12% for Pulsex Pulse. All the Bridgeton stables, DAI, USDC, USD Tether are matched with Pulse, and they're at 67%, 60%, and 67, 68% respectively. So beautiful yields, right? Beautiful yields. OMG. But the thing is, when these prices are going up, you're going to get less Pulse, right? You're going to get more stable coins, and therefore you won't get the capital gain, but you will earn the nice APR. So just remember that when we get a price reversal like we're seeing in the charts, that's what's going to happen. In terms of ETH, Bridgeton, ETH, and Pulse, we're at 41%. And of course, for the rest of the Richard Hart peers, Hex Pulse sitting at 18.5%, Incentive Pulse at 32.3%, and Incentive Pulsex at 25%. So looking really, really nice. And of course, well over $200 million in liquidity there, maybe 230 million or something like that, if you add up all the LPs. So looking really good on the Pulsex V1 farms there. Nice. Let's have a quick look at the stable coins. Wasn't going to do this, but we're going to do it now. And let's have a look. We got $1 million in liquidity. So the stable swap, this is the latest upgrade, right, to Pulsex, apart from the speed upgrade. So we had a big increase there. Look at that. So we've gone from, you know, less than 80,000, I think it was $30,000, all the way up now to $1 million in the stable swap LP. Isn't that great? So that's a really good sign, folks. And of course, here we are with the volumes going up as well, doing $2 million of volumes. We've had quite a few $2 million days there. So looking really good as the stable swap there. And of course, you can see all the different peers in that. USDC, DAI, and Tether doing a good job there. And that is the LP pool there at the moment. 2.16 million in volume, not bad. The fees, you know, the LP reward, pretty good for stable coins, 12.46%. So not bad there. So, you know, nice improvements. And of course, we've had a massive speed upgrade on Pulsex if you're doing buying and selling. So that's been some of the cool stuff coming out of Richard Hart's team recently. So really good stuff happening there. All right, let us go away from that. That is Pulsex at the moment. I think we've covered that. And of course, Incentive Token is sitting in the range here. Look at that, giving you those beautiful APRs that people are experiencing. Look at that, far out. That's so amazing, isn't it? And of course, how many days has that been? Pretty much in this range. So let's take it from here. It's pretty much been in this range for 196 days. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's almost 40% of the time that Pulsechain's been going. And it's been sitting in this beautiful spot here. Man, you got to say Richard's a bit of a genius, right? A bit of a genius. You think this all happens this magically? I don't know about that. That is pretty cool. Now let's move on to Hex, which has been the star lately. Look at this. We had a bullish cross here, right? So we're a bullish cross on the 13 EMA over the 34. So the pink line over the purple line. And man, we're also over the 50-day as well, heading up towards the cross is heading up towards the 200-day moving average, and we crushed that, right? We crushed that, and now we're up at 9/100th of a penny. Now, RSI, that's our Blues Clues, right? RSI, let's go full screen on this. It is, let's have a look on this one. That is overbought, so it needs a bit of cooling. So yeah, we just got, that's where we are at the moment. So just take care at the moment. Might want to wait for a little bit of a pullback there on the RSI. And we've seen, what have we seen? Lots of money come over the bridge, right? We've seen a lot of money come over the bridge there at least a couple times a day. But we have seen people sell their pulse down, right? If you see the pulse alerts, you have seen people sell pulse down. I haven't tracked where that's gone, but just taking that into account as well. Pulse alerts is actually quite useful for that. You can often see a front running before the price moves up with the bridge transfers. Now, that is pretty cool. Over 9/10 of a penny and heading quite nicely there. Now, let's go out and zoom out for a bit, go to the weekly, and we can find a bit of support here. I think we got some pretty good support around this area. Brendan, let me know what your thoughts are, but I think we're in a pretty good zone here. We may just consolidate to the side a little bit here, so we'll keep a lookout for that at the moment. And we've got plenty of room in the RSI for the weekly, right? 55. So a long play to go here leading into that October 31st court case. That's where we are there at the moment. Hex course, tapered off, got up to quarter of a penny, and just to pull back to 2200 of a penny. The RSI was kind of hot here, and certainly hasn't followed Hex on Pulsechain up as much. And we're sitting at 64 at the moment. So that's probably going to find some support, maybe around where it is at the moment. 22, I guess where may depend on where Hex on Pulsechain goes. That's where we are at the moment. Looking at Hex derivatives, best performers has been Lucky. The 7-year Hex mining pool up 9%, base up 8%, Trio the 3-year mining pool up 6.5%, and a Decky the 10-year one up 7.6%. Big shout out to Gold Key and Dipcatcher, and I hope they're doing well. Let's jump over to the stables. 37% on USDC at the moment, and 21% on USD Tether. So the speculative dollars are up big time. Now, PDI got sold off there earlier. Apparently, that's a mechanism, part of Maker or something. So you decide. But that got pumped down. Normally, deep PDI leads the way, but it got sold down today. And we were sitting up at 3,800 of a penny. It's now 28. So this might be a good little entry if you're into speculative purchasing on PDI. Given the fact that USDC and USD Tether are up, that might give you a bit of confidence that this will rebound. That's there on the weekly. Looking on the daily, that is what happened. So, let's see if we can find some support there. RSI coming back down to 46 on the daily. So, maybe worthy of a pickup there. We have seen it start its rally or bounce from that area. So, let's see. All right, so that is PDI. Let's go to influencer coins. Now, I've got it in the top here. Hex is bullish, but Bromance love. So, what the heck was I talking about Bromance love? Well, you guys know, man. You guys know. Ben Armstrong, man. And of course, this is his token, Bromance. It's up 103%. So who said you can't do a 2x at the moment on a 24-hour basis on Pulsechain? Because Ben Armstrong's Bromance has just got pumped with a ton of volume. Whose volume? I don't know. You decide. You can go do some chain analysis, but it's got pumped. Nevertheless, they're $176,000. And of course, look at that volume. Woohoo! 103% there. So let's see where it holds up. That's on the daily. Let's have a look at the weekly. Give a bit longer term view. That's the weekly. It managed to bounce at the bottom there at 4 zeros, 4,360. It's now at 3 zeros to 208. So there we go. How much is that up from the bottom? So that is a 355%. So 4.5x on that inside 35 days. Not bad. They're from Bromance. That's the love between Ben Armstrong, formerly known as BitBoy, maybe futurely known as BitBoy, and of course Richard Hart, right? That's the association. Maybe they pumped it on the Hex pump, right? So there we go. That is the place. All right. What else we got going? I think that's it for the moment. Let us jump away. We're going to come back to a few of these. Let's go to the Pulsechain overall numbers as we wrap up the Pulsechain section of the live stream. Now, what do you guys love volume? You guys love volume? $40 million almost of volume. Woohoo! Hot dog, the dog. Isn't that cool? So there we go, folks. For 39.8 million. We were sitting down at 5 to 7 million. Remember that? And then we were pretty happy when we started getting to 10 to 25 million. Now we got almost a $40 million day on Pulsechain. Yeah, boy. So that's pretty good. We've got to be excited about that. 266,000 transactions. Still modest on the transaction numbers, but yeah, good volume going through there. I'm not sure exactly where that volume's coming from, but we got Hex obviously moving up 3 million. Incentive token, PulseX, that's I guess where a lot of it. Tropa moving up 2.3 million, a lot of the volume there, USDC, etc. So we've got lots of movements and volume going on there. And of course, the best performer at the moment, of course, is Bromance at the top. USDC is coming in second there. And we've covered all those, of course. 9X still doing well, up 7%. Now, 9X, of course, is what our biggest DEX is at the moment, bouncing off the bottom there. So yeah, this is on the weekly candles. We're down at the 5 zeros, 5,666. We've lost a 0, and we're now at 4 zeros, 1041. So that's the big news today. 9 inches lost a 0, and some nice gains happening there. And what else has been interesting now? Obviously, 9 inches number 2 DEX after Pulsechain at the moment. We talked about Hex, of course. We talked about Halgo is actually up as well, 5.6%. Blaster as well. So a few gains across the board there at the moment on the good old Pulsechain. Now that leads us into the stats here for the gas. We're going to wrap it up. 600,000 beats. So, elevated gas prices on Ethereum and Pulsechain. So there we go. 1 cent though still for a Pulsechain swap, rather than what is it, $10 or $15 at the moment on Ethereum. And of course we got much cheaper transactions on sending PRC 20 coins, 2/10 of a penny, and still 600th of a penny to send a Pulse coin there. So there we go. Validators, let's quickly go to that. 48,728 validators. It's still ticking away. The bridge with all the money in it has definitely gone up again. What were we at? 105.8 yesterday. So I think we're up about $500,000 on the bridge there. 106.3. So we're heading in the right direction. We've got almost $40 million of volume on the chain today, from the looks of it. We've got going up in the bridge numbers. Things are heading in the right direction. Now, we haven't seen the Sun AG stuff yet, have we? What's that, $20 million? We see that, let's see what happens in that space. They said a couple of weeks, right? That was Hex Scout said a couple of weeks. So maybe it's still coming. That will really, man, if that comes in, OMG, that'd be really, really crazy. So anyway, we got EDI is over $30 million now. So that's another milestone there. Obviously, ETH there up a bit too. Where Bitcoin is down a little bit at the moment. And of course, we've got EHEX is pretty much down slightly from what we saw the other day. And USDC, they're sitting at $20 million and USDT at $11 million. Coast still sitting around $5 million there. You can use Brian's link in the video description if you want to onboard directly to Pulsechain using Coast. That is the play. So that's day 500. We're going to be starting day 501. Can you believe it? The next 500 days, where will Pulsechain be? I guess that's the next question. And of course, let's get to EHEX quickly and the staking. So yeah, we haven't got today's results out yet, but yesterday's result, we got 7.4x per T-share. So that's pretty good on the old Ethereum chain. And T-shares sitting just over 8.9 million at the moment over on Ethereum. Looking at yesterday's numbers for day 499 for Pulsechain, there was a massive hex payout on Pulsechain, 10.1 hex per T-share, normally around 7.2. So a really good day there for hex miners over on Pulsechain. T-shares over there at the moment, the ownership pool down again here, but sitting at 9,142,000. Not too bad, not too bad. So there we go, folks, and a massive penalties. Look at that, 53.8 million penalties. That's why that payout was so juicy today. So congratulations for those that picked up that hex on Pulsechain. The price is starting to get teasing for them, is it? Is that what happened? I don't know. Did it get exploited? I don't know. You decide. So that's pretty much it for Pulsechain. That's the wrap up. Day 500, a very special day. A very special day indeed for Pulsechain. 500 days. Big shout out to Rich Art, of course. He is the founder of the chain. Big shout out to all the devs, Bretep and others in the devs there. Recently doing Pulsex upgrades as well, making it way more faster, and of course adding stable swaps. It's moving forward. We're moving forward at the right time. And of course, Hex started moving after what? The interest rate cuts. So I think we got the bosses definitely tracking the right indicators there. So big shout out there. All right. Who else has jumped in here? We got more Hexes. Is PDI okay? Yeah, there's quite a bit of discussion on X about that. You could go check some of that out more. Hex there. We got Yodeling in house here. Hope everybody's loving these pumps. Yeah, it's just starting too, right? Just starting. We know it. Skippy would be proud of that analogy. I forgot what analogy was it me that was using that? Or someone in the chat? I've forgotten. We got Hedgehog in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, 500 days. Definitely like it up. Absolutely. Big shout out there, Hedgehog and Franklin as well. House. Good to see you, Franklin. Hope you're doing well. We got Harry Williams also in the chat there. Yo, 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 yo. Good to see you, Harry. And I hope you're having a good time as well. Yeah, and if you're an on-ramp to Pulsechain directly with Fiat, you can use a Coast there. Awesome stuff. So big shout out to Brian there. You get 5,000 weight tokens as well as a bonus using that. So there we go, a bit of free crypto. All right, let's get on to it. You guys know what it is. It's tight next time on Ethereum. We're going to switch change now. Switch over to switch over to Ethereum and watch Titanx dominate this bull market coming up. Titanx is about to go hyper deflationary. the ecosystem is really starting to absolutely boom. So if you're in for TitanX, there we go. And of course, we like to be quite neutral on this channel. We like to, look for opportunities where they may lie. And man, there is a massive opportunity here over on a TitanX. So we're going to be covering that leading into the bull market, of course. And of course, we've been participating since day one. We're part of the journey as well. All right, let's see here. We're going to get share the chart and go for gold. Let's have a look at the rates now. This is all the TitanX projects at the moment. Now, this is going to continue to expand. There'll be more and more. But here's other big movers on the 24-hour charts based on right now. And we've got DragonX here. It has made a massive move, and it has gone up 114%. So big move there. 55, 56% of that is in the last 6 hours there for the DragonX. Remember, that's that token NFT hybrid. We interviewed the founder there, Rudy, the other day. You can watch that on this channel if you go back and watch that. JKX, the meme coin, also launched by Rudy. So these are both his projects, both dominating at the moment. And that is sitting up at 73% on the meme coin. So that's kind of cool. And what else we got there? DragonX, baby DragonX, up 18.7%. Number 3, Hydra has moved back up. So it's kind of nice to see Hydra up here. That's the latest big project, of course, bullish for DragonX and TitanX, built by Jake Sharp, the founder of TitanX. That is up 10%. Hyper is there, up as almost 9.8% as well, so it's doing well. DragonX, the super whale, right, the king of the hill, that is up 8.2% there, and of course that broke the 20x. We're going to look at that in a minute. TitanX just up as well, 4.3%, and we'll talk about that. Helios is up 4% there. Now Inferno has been under quite a bit of sell pressure, despite the fact that there's a big buy and burn. We're going to talk about that. It's up 2.7%. Janus on Pulsechain down 7%. Flux is down 38%. Of course, Flux just launched, so we'll talk about that in regards to Inferno. And then Blaze is down 40% there as well. So you can decide, but we're going to start off with DragonX, because that was the big news there in the title of the video. DragonX Hex 20x. So let's have a look at what that all means. So 20x, what do we mean? Well, we're talking about the ratio, right, from DragonX to TitanX. So at the moment, we've got the US dollar price showing. We're currently at quadruple 0.1459. We've started a brand new candle here, so a brand new day. But yesterday's candle, the high was quadruple 0.1593. Absolutely amazing results. The market cap has been amazing too. So let's look at the market cap quickly. The market cap at the moment topped out there when we got that high price at $85.9 million. You heard it, folks. $85.9 million. That's incredible re-rate there. How fast is that re-rate? Well, it's pretty amazing. Back here on the 8th of August, we were down at 3.4 million. That has re-rated 2,430%. That is incredible. So what's that? 25x, currently up 2,200%. So pretty amazing, 22x there. So pretty incredible, right? Just amazing numbers here. And of course, heading towards that $100 million mark, right? That is just up here, right? So let's put a little dash line up there, actually. That is the dash line there for, what happened to my dash line? My dash line here for 100 million. That is it there. That's 100 million. Woohoo! Bring it on, right? Bring it on. That is pretty crazy stuff there. So, it's happening across the board. TitanX is going to dominate Ethereum, man. It's going to be pretty epic. So keep a lookout for that. Now let's have a quick look at the ratios. So this is the 20x we're talking about. And of course, look at this where, let's go back here. We've got to go to price, go TitanX, and we're sitting at 19.05 at the moment. But look, yesterday we got up all the way there. Let's get a bit closer here. Yesterday we got up to 20.34. It broke the 20 mark, and look, this thing's not holding back. This thing's going to continue to climb. It's benefiting from Hydra. It's benefiting from Flux. It's going to benefit from Vault coming up. It's going to benefit from Ouroboros. It's going to benefit from Titan Farms and many other protocols. So it's going to feed the buy and burn and the staking. It's going to benefit from the 369 payout on the 30th of October. 45% of that will be going to buy and burn DragonX off the market, $2.7 million. So of that, 45% of that will go to buy and burns. This thing is going to be going up bigly time. So it's going to be pretty huge. At the moment, touching that first target there, 2020, and of course heading towards that 100 million market cap. Wow. A 10x from here, $1 billion market cap. Let's see where we head. It's looking pretty amazing. People wanted to give up their DragonX, very risky. People wanting to buy DragonX, getting more expensive every time we go up to a new price range. So take that into account. Like we had a 1 price range here, 2 price ranges, 3 price ranges here. We're going up to the 4th one. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy. So awesome stuff. Congratulations to Eric and his team there for DragonX, and of course Jake Sharp also in behind the scenes there doing some good stuff. And of course 19 at the moment is amazing stuff there. All right, so that is DragonX. The next thing I want to talk about is, of course, Flux launched, and we've got the Flux results. So we're going to say, what are you guys saying? You're saying, what the Flux? Yeah, that's right. We got obviously had a big price launch there at the moment, currently down at 506,400 at the moment on the old Flux. This is day 2. We're in day 2 of Flux. So let's quickly go to the Flux page here, and we're going to go to the website. And of course, this benefits benefits Inferno, right? And here's what we get at the moment. So pretty cool. We've got the second day in play. We've got 90 billion Titan-X in there at the moment. So a modest start compared to where we were yesterday. Yesterday we were around 400,000, I think. I saw 400 billion. So we're maybe 25% at the moment. And I think people are just trying to get understand the project. So yeah, pretty crazy. Now we've also, what do we have? Yesterday we didn't have the auto buy and stake, right? We just had the auction deposit, and all the Titan-X that went in there went into the rewards for a good percentage of it went into the rewards. 40% went into the 8-day payout staker rewards, right? And that's currently got 238 at the moment. So let's just do some some quick math on that. If I can bring up the calculator. Kind of weird doing this on stream because it just seems weird doing. Anyway, we got 238. So this should be crude. Let's see what we got to. Well, that suggests that we had about 600, just under 600 billion Titan-X go in day 1. That's what it suggests to me, with a 40% reward. So yeah, that's got allocated, and so that is in here, $182,000 in 8-day payout. So what's that going to mean? That means that we're only getting that first day, right? After that, we get 50%, right? 50% from the auction. So we'll top that up. So what that suggests to us that the payout at the moment is 260,000%. So if you put in 100 million Titan-X, for example, 50 million is going to go to the auction deposit. You'll get that liquid. Then 50 million is going to go auto stake and auto buy and stake. And of course, that there is going to give you a high yield at the moment. So the staker yield at the moment for stakers is a pretty massive. And of course, you're going to get access to this huge payout. Now, if you go to the calculator here, you can see the calculator gives you that summary as well. It's another view. But if you had, let's say you put in $600. So at the moment, 100 million Flux tokens, because the price has come down to this 506,400 mark there, is going to give you, it's worth $633, but it's going to give you the first payout at the moment is $2,000. Now, obviously, that's going to go down as more Flux is created, because that's the 8-day payout. So by the time we get to the end of day 7, this will be lower, right? That's to be fair. Now, we do know that 50% is going to be topping it up, but 40% of the 50% is going to be topping it up there. So that's going to be pretty important. So this will get bigger as more people go and mint, but you're going to have way more Flux tokens, I guess, in the market there. But this reward could be pretty attractive to some people. So it's well worth keeping a tabs. And we might see a big rally in the Flux price on day 7, maybe even before that possibly. But definitely day 7 seems reasonable. We'll see. We may get some people dumping into that too. I mean, it's always possible. But that is the play there, because that's the carrot, right? That's the big carrot. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. Yeah, and we might see a lot more staking, right? Or staking for that reward. We shall see, because it's kind of a no-brainer at this stage. And of course, that's ticking down. How long to go? 6 days and 16 hours to go until that occurs. So that is where we are up on Flux. That is the link there. So if you want to get access to that, you can do that. So let's scroll down here and post that. Bam. So that is the link there, the Flux. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So at the moment, yeah, auto stake 50-50. So if you put 100 million, 50-50 split there, you're going to get auto stake. Yeah, that is going. You can also do manual stake if you buy Flux on the market, for example, or get liquid. And of course, from the auctions, that is the reward at the moment. Pretty juicy. Let's see how it goes. And of course, that would also bring in more Flux through the auctions, more Titan X through the auction. So going to see a bit of that happen. The buy and burn, though, is ticking away. Look at the buy and burn. This is an updated UI, of course, from yesterday. But we've got a huge amount here. So today's distribution is ginormous, 197,000. We've got 258 billion Titan X in there at the moment. That is for today. Tomorrow's buy and burn is 132 million Titan X. That's going to be pretty interesting. And of course, yeah, like I say, with the staker rewards later on, maybe we get a bit of a rally into Titan X going through here as people understand it more and see what it is. But the buy and burn at the moment is $1,000 every 8 minutes. You heard it right, every 8 minutes. So this total amount here is getting distributed every 8 minutes. Doesn't mean it's going to be called every 8 minutes. Sometimes it doubles up and stuff like that, but generally every 8 minutes is going to be called and go for the buy and burn. And as you guys know, about 36% of Inferno will be burned, destroyed, and of course it's routing through both the Titan X and the Blaze LPPS versus Inferno, so and Flux, of course. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see that play out. Now, the rest of the stuff is being allocated. So it's being allocated to the reward, being allocated to the burns, everything, every Titan X that goes in there, but also gets allocated to the DragonX, right? So Titan X gets sent to the DragonX there, and of course Titan X gets sent to Helios. So that's about 6%. So I think it's 4% for DragonX, 2% for Helios, and you can see that 26 billion Titan X so far going to DragonX, and 13 billion to the Helios. Now that's huge for Helios. Helios only had like $1,500 in the treasury, and so now it's got another 10,000, and it's going to continue to grow. So really good for the Helios treasury. Be interesting to see how that plays in later on into the price there. Obviously, Element 280 is coming. That's going to be a big deal for Helios. So yeah, pretty cool stuff happening there. So far at the moment, Flux burned. We've had 8 billion burned so far, $50,000. Inferno burned by Flux at the moment, $6,500, sitting at 2.6 billion. So that's still relatively modest, but it's starting to climb there. Remember, for Inferno, sorry, DragonX, I should say. Yeah, no, Flux, yeah, Flux there. So 2.6, that's on Flux. So Inferno burnt by Flux. Now remember, there's 570. No, actually, that's the wrong project. So that statistic, I'm going to scratch that because that was another project. I'm thinking about DragonX. Yeah, DragonX. So my bad. All right, so that is the play at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see this ramp up for 7 days. What will the big carrot 8 days? How long will it hold up for? How much of a yield will people get back? Will it stay up super huge? Will it be like massive? You know, like if will it be like on for $650? Will it stay up at $2,000 for the first 8 day payout? How big will that be? Will it be $1,000? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what that will play out when we get there. So and what will it do to enticing more Titan X into the ecosystem? So there we go, folks. That is what's happening with Flux. Now that is the price. We're getting a bit of a bounce on the price there. But let's go into Inferno. Now, Inferno, funnily enough, has been being sold off by a lot of holders. Have been selling off. Now, whether they're going into Flux or not, getting Titan X, I don't know. Are they just taking profits on the buy and burn started? Do they not know about it? It just seems kind of weird. So there could be lots of different reasons there. But we had actually quite a bit of selling in today, despite the fact that there's a buy and burn every 8 minutes. So let me know in the chat there what your thoughts on it are. But we've had a number of holders selling out through there. So let me know what you think the mechanism's going on there. There's quite a few counts, and you can see that it's a lot more than I expected to see. That is where we are at the moment. Still holding on to 24,760, but we were up at 29.45 yesterday. We've just started a brand new candle. So some pretty counterintuitive stuff. Now the buy and burn's been operating probably for about 6 hours. So we've got, still about another 18 hours to go in the day. So we'll see what happens as we move forward in time. Yeah, but we've definitely been getting a lot of selling, and maybe people are, selling the Titan X to go in or whatever. So maybe check out some of those bigger accounts there. So that is the buy and burn. We're going to see how that goes by tomorrow. What else is happening here? So that is happening. So let's jump over to Deflux, have a look at some of their comments. So they've been posting about staking, of course, all the staking rewards. So there we are. Flux is into the wild alongside its brother Inferno. That's kind of cool. So posting a lot of stuff around the yields that people are getting at the moment. $802 a buy pressure every 8 minutes, starting at 5%. That's already been going for about 6 hours. So yeah, but we did see quite a lot in selling into that. Are they recycling back into Flux, or are they doing something else? You decide. You can go check some of the bigger cells and see what they're doing. Let's see, Flux staking calculator now active. So that was 9 hours ago. We've looked at that. Looks pretty juicy, doesn't it? $2,000 for the 8-day payout on $630. Seems pretty good. Got to buy Flux to get it too, right? So you either go on the auction, get Flux, wait 24 hours, or buy on the market. So gonna be interesting to see what day 7's like for that. Yeah, loading up my Flux capacitor at the moment. Yeah, so there we go. Lots of people participating there. Guys, please engage. So trying to get engaged with CoinGecko, get Flux launched, listed there. Some cool, 7 minutes ago. Flux on Inferno, some nice little yields. So we've got the buy and burns going on here. What's the buy and burn supply? And of course, Inferno, a buy and burn as well. So we've got 2 buy and burns operating on Inferno. Although the buy and burn on Inferno seems to be quite relatively low. I'm not sure what's going. I know we're on a 4% day, but it seems to be even lower than that, like less than 1%. I'm not actually sure what's happening there, whether my maths is wrong or something, but we'll see. That is all the stuff happening on T-Flux. Now, what else is worthy of talking about? Obviously, JKX and LegendX have moved up really strong. I think we've got a couple of comments in the chat about that. So let's jump into LegendX, which has been really crushing it at the moment. Look at that candle. Wow, what a reversal there. Massive, 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 up over 114% at the moment. Let's see what comments we've got about that. So Priority 1 says, did you see Somni did a tweet saying he holds TitanX? That is capitulation, says Priority 1. I like that. That's pretty funny. Ouroboros drops, says Priority 1. So we got phase 1.1. All the farm rewards contracts go out to the ORX Minter. So that's the token of the Ouroboros, which is a lending platform for those who are not familiar, and stablecoin provider. Very big deal coming down in private testing at the moment. The RXX Miner 3 and the RX Token 4, various math libraries which are shared between the stable and RX coin. Cool. Phase 1 groups all the parts of the code which can be minted RX together. That's why farms. I've got something up about that. I was going to go through that today. Phase 1 groups are all the parts of code which can be mint RX together. That's why the farms are there. It's important to do all that together so that the audit can highlight the immutability of the contracts which have rights to mint RX. Nice one there, Priority 1. All the farm reward contracts go out to the Orb Minter and RX token there. Yeah, well, we're going to have Ouroboros. I wonder if they're going to have anything similar to like Titan Farms. Titan Farms is going to have an incentive token called TINK. You heard it. So ink with a T on it. Ink obviously is the incentive token for Pulsechain, but T probably stands for Titan Farms. So Titan incentive makes good sense there. TINK there from that's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be very popular, of course. Let's see here. Let's scroll down some of these other comments. Priority 1 there's got more. The JKX Legendary LP started at 1-to-1, then it went nuts today. Yeah. Let's have a look. I don't know. We've got the JKX Legendary. I haven't got that LP on at the moment, but we got 960 at the moment. TitanX per one LegendX. That's so a big pump on that. What was it? Way down at 460, now 960. So that's some insane stuff happening right there on the old LegendX there. What else? I think that's kind of it on that. Let's jump back out and let's go have a look at the meme coin. Pretty low volume. So the meme coin's got the small liquidity, so you can really pump this thing. And at the moment it is being pumped. So pretty nice. It was sitting at 0.00055, now at 0.0095, almost about to lose zero, right? It has lost a zero before. Back here in early September. So a nice little look at the high low too. And of course, this meme coin could just follow the whole chain up and go up even the leverage point, right? Given the lower liquidity. So JKX there, very good speculative meme coin, maybe leading the pack there as the rest of the ecosystem goes from tens of millions to hundreds of millions and hundreds of millions to billions. Man, that JKX might really do something crazy, right? We'll see. Now, obviously, there's always true for a lot of projects, depending on their cycle stage. But there's always large holders that are making mad gains, so take that into account, depending on the project that you're in, what stage it's at. What else we're going to look at here? So the other story is that Hyper is doing very well. So Hyper obviously is the leverage play on TitanX, and that's doing pretty well. And we got some, we got strategies in the strategy club. If you haven't joined that, the link's in the video description. Only $35 a month. But we got strategies in there, good way of participating in multiple projects and still maintaining your bags in TitanX. So you might want to get in the chat and talk about that. But Hyper is playing a key role in that one. Obviously, we got a big thing when you're comparing the different projects is the potential they have, obviously, but the ratios they have to TitanX, the potential for upside for that, and of course the ROIs that you get for these leverage plays, comparable for Hyper versus Hydra, for example. So it's going to be interesting to see all that play out. At the moment, Hyper there, and of course the inflation map. What's the roadmap look like for the future miners and the amount of inflation? And of course, a big shout out to Mike Dean with his premium dashboard. That give you a lot of clues on how that, or basically give you the facts on how that's playing out with the global mining map. But anyway, Hyper is up nicely at the moment at 5 zeros 2,600. So we'll look forward to that. The ratio TitanX at the moment on this is sitting, let's have a look there, is down at 3.4. So it's definitely weakened off. It used to be up at like 7.4. And of course, it's captured all that value in the buy and burn, right? Got tons of value captured in the buy and burn, over $4 million. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Probably well undervalued there, my guess. Now the next hyper inflation is expected on the 8th of October, right? About 92 billion hyper. There's the next sort of event after the 96-day payout just happened only about a week ago on the 19th, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was the 19th. Yeah, so it's about 5 days ago. 5 days. What else is going? We've talked about Hyper. I want to talk about Hydra. Now, Hydra, obvious course. Let's go to Hydra champ here. So Hydra at the moment sitting at 4 zeros, 1448. Now, the ratio, the DragonX, let's have a look at that. It is a 1-to-1. Yeah, so what we might see is DragonX continue to, separate with the X's against TitanX, and that may, put a lot of pressure on Hydra, particularly at this time. So we're going to be interesting to see that play out. Now, that being said, we've actually got a low amount of Hydra coming out pretty much all the way to like day 70 plus or something. So you can definitely check that out on, Mike Dean's premium service there for data. But yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that puts pressure on Hydra. But definitely Hydra and Hyper, they're both ways of doing leverage plays at the moment, and a pretty good window leading up into, pre-day 70. And then, of course, we have a lot of people going max. So, some people want to go max too. So up to you. But this, ladder strategy is a pretty good one. All right. So that's where we are at the moment on Hydra. I think we talked about that. Let's see here. We just want to talk about TitanX itself. So TitanX at the moment, this is the roadmap, of course, we're all expecting. So let's get into that. So the roadmap. So let's go back down here. This is the future. And of course, we've got some significant events about to happen, right? So we're expecting TitanX to go hyper deflationary soon. And of course, let's go have a look at the amount of tokens that exist now in liquid. So we've got the total amount of TitanX liquid is sitting at 60,518 billion at the moment. And of course, let's have a look at the future supply coming out that is remaining. We're about to go through the last trillion candles. So the additional inflation's about to really taper off big time. So let's go have a look at that here on the 90-day. So you can see that we are currently just finished this day here. The 13th. Actually, let's go to the chart above. The day 332. Of course, we're now on finishing day 332, so in 6 hours. But on this day, 332 there, and we're about to move into this day 798, which we've just started. Yeah, we just started about an hour into this orange one. 798 billion we're expecting, and then we've got the 5 big candles. Right, look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 5 of the last 7 candles into September. The final day of September is the 30th of September. We go down to half a trillion. And then, of course, after that, we've only got 2 trillion candles left in the early October. And then we will not see trillion candles again. We are going down. We've got 815 on the 10th of October. But you can see by the time we get to the 18th of October, we have no more half a trillion candles. So we're under 500 billion and down there as well. By the time we get to the 8th of November, we are well and truly, we won't be seeing anything above, above this amount. 230 here, so 411 is the last big candle there on the 8th of November, and then of course we're down to 230, and it just tapers right off, as you can see, into add no additional stuff there. We have multiple projects launching, right? We have multiple projects launching, as you can see. So what do we got coming up? We've got next is Vault coming up on the 28th. That's going to be huge for DragonX, another one there pumping DragonX and TitanX. that's coming on there. And of course, we're going to have Hydra and Vault. Obviously, Flux as well, also giving 4% to the DragonX as well. Pulsar question mark. So I don't know what the Kool-Aid now they're doing about that, but that's question mark over when that launched. Was expecting end of September. Ouroboros, of course, that alpha dropped there earlier. The alpha dropped there earlier from Priority 1. So we'll probably cover that quickly in a minute. So Ouroboros there coming up. Oh, huge. I mean, this is massive. And then, of course, into October, we've got Titan Farms, Element 280. So Ouroboros, Element 280, and Titan Farms, 3 big DeFis coming in to support the whole TitanX ecosystem, fatten up liquidity, give incentives, and, of course, put more buy pressure on the TitanX ecosystem when it's about to go hyper-deflationary. This whole ecosystem, the TitanX ecosystem, is about to go absolutely ballistic on top of Ethereum. And of course, it's going to get spread the word far and wide. And of course, people are going to, bigger money is going to come in. It's just going to feed on itself. It really is a marvel. And of course, big shout out to Jake Sharp there, and of course Eric as well, and all the other developers for making all this happen, right? So it's kind of cool. Then we got Felix. We're expecting Felix in a couple of weeks' time. So we got that somewhere between the 7th of October and the 20th of October. That's going to benefit TitanX. And then we've got DragonX going to get some more love. If we already didn't have Hydra and Vault and Titan Farms, Element 280, and Ouroboros, we're going to get some love from AwesomeX, and that is going to benefit DragonX. And that's a couple of weeks away as well. So got that for the 13th, around the middle of October. We got Viper sometime during October as well. The second stage of Vault coming out. And then we got Scale as well. That's going to benefit Baby DragonX, which hasn't had that much love, but it's been doing pretty well on the charts on the back of DragonX. That potentially could launch before the end of October. And then we've got a Lotus as well. So this is the latest one I've added. Lotus there going to benefit Vault and TitanX. So Vault benefits DragonX. Well, it's going to benefit Vault and TitanX there. So there we go. That's Lotus coming in, maybe launching just before the 369 payout at the end of October, question mark. They're doing some beautiful artwork on X at the moment. So if you haven't seen that, definitely worth checking out. And then, of course, on the 30th of October, the big 369 payout. So if DragonX didn't get any more love from Hydra and everything else, AwesomeX and Vault and everything, then they're going to get lots more love because that's going to be a massive payout for them, for DragonX. And of course, you guys know it's going to be huge. Now, have we had any more stakes via Hydra, TitanX into DragonX? Let's have a look here on the ABs. So yeah, I think the last one was the one yesterday. Yeah, there's 103 billion. That was the last one yesterday. The actual DragonX payout at the moment from the 369 is pretty dramatic. So let's see what that payout is overall. The payout is for 369 is 6 million, pretty much $6.6 million, 2,500 ETH that is getting paid out to all TitanX stakers. And of course, DragonX is the super whale. About 41% of the total shares are owned by DragonX, the super whale, and it's about to get so much more richer. So at the moment, we see DragonX getting burned off, and we get the staking share, basically their income going up. And of course, you can see it's now at $2.7 million, 1,023. That's going to go up by the time the payout happens because it's only getting bigger and bigger with Hydra. And of course, that's going to be awesome. So, and then of course, what happens with that is if you go to the DragonX site there, then you know that it's going to go into the vault. 45% is going to go in here. 44.5% of the ETH from the staking payout gets to send to DragonX, and it's going to buy DragonX and burn it. So DragonX is going to get so much love. It is the super whale, the king of the hill inside the TitanX ecosystem. And of course, you can see that if you go to the other protocols here, you can see that the market cap right now of DragonX is number one, even above TitanX. It's at 77.3 million, heading towards that 100 million mark, and TitanX is sitting at 70 million there. So it is major there. So pretty epic. Let's quickly finish off the rest of this map. I just lost the map, but let's finish it off as we go. So that's going to be huge, right? In terms of DragonX. Now, obviously, the other is going to go at the other 44.5% of that payout, that $2.7 million payout, is going to go into buying DragonX and buying TitanX, and of course putting that in the vault, right? So it's going to go in the vault and get staked, right? So it's got over 12 trillion stake now. That's going to be even higher by the time 369 comes around. So it's a big deal. So let's finish off some of these. So that is all by October. Are you guys tired? No, you shouldn't be tired. You should be excited. It's going to be TitanX moving into hyper-deflation. All these projects burning and staking and minting. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. And then, of course, we get into November. Potentially, we have TitanX game, the third phase of Vault and Viper. And, of course, the big one, X28, the big one, X28 multi-chain or omni-chain is as they say, is coming, and that's everything. All TitanX that goes into that is going to be burned off like a fire brush. It's going to be amazing. And then maybe we got Shadow Protocol coming later as well. We've still got many other projects coming in. Probably 10, 20, 30 projects. I mean, there is a lot happening. We've got GoTex on the list at the moment. Inferno, which is an AlienX and Flare at the moment, but there are many others coming to the play. And of course, we see all the confirmed list at the moment. Sitting here as well on the TitanX.com dashboard there. Now, if you haven't got Mike Dean's premium service, you can pay that $250 a year for the Pro. It gives you access to all the data there for TitanX Hyper, Baby DragonX, DragonX, Helios, etc., and more data. So well worth getting that in the service there. So I'm going to post that in. A big shout out to Mike Dean. Now, there is a couple of discount promos around. I think Mo's got one. I think Audio King's got one. So a couple other influencers have got these discount codes. So, go hunt for those on X or on YouTube, and you'll be able to get it for, I think it's 10% cheaper or something like that. So check that out. Big shout out to Mike Dean for all his work there in the data space. Helps you to really optimize your strategy in TitanX. So that's the kind of the play. Nevertheless, you can always join our strategy club. Links in the video description, and look forward to seeing you there. All right, so that is DragonX. Looking pretty good. Now, the other thing, how far away are we to the 369 payout? Well, we've got it here on the June report here, 37 days. 37 days. It's getting up close. Once we get hit that month, man, it's just going to tick-tock, and you've got to get your positions in before the end of September, really, to get before that next wave goes on, because you can see it's just going up and away there at the moment. So kind of cool. All right, so let's have a look at some of the other stuff here. That is the roadmap at the moment. There's many more projects coming, as we say. Probably somewhere between 30 and 40 is my guess at the moment, either in concept stage development or about to be launched, as you can see on this chart here. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now let's have a quick look at some of the comments from Eric. We've seen some really good stuff happening here. Obviously, holder growth is another form of growth, right? So the amount of holders, we've got TitanX holders, over 15,600, DragonX holders, over 2,700 last time I checked. So these numbers are going up thick and fast all the time. The market will follow the price chart. So for every up chart, and of course, DragonX, TitanX looking for that. So things are going to go up and away there. So pretty cool. Yeah, 20 hours, Eric says green morning, party time, right? Party time. So let's scroll through some of these updates here at the moment. And let's have a look here. So yeah, farms are coming. Now, this is probably the big thing that's coming up here at the moment. We saw on that chart, right, that Titan farms are coming. Now, Eric's posted quite a bit about that farms are coming, and he's given us a little bit of alpha drop about that. 17 hours ago, said the initial farms, the Titan farms, initial tokens for fee burning will be Ethereum, TitanX, DragonX, Hydra, and Hyper. So they're basically all the core ones, as people might want to say. These tokens will be used to buy and burn Tink. Tink is the incentive token on the Titan farms, so that's going to be really bullish. Note, other peers can be supported without being on the list or can be added onto this list later on. So great to see that, and also ETH on the list as well, which I think is a great trend. Talking about Hydra buying $8,000 worth of DragonX an hour, while the buy and burn keeps growing as well. It's going to be infinite money glitch, he says. Infinite money glitch. I love that. Would be nice to get Flux and Inferno, the awesome DragonX into farms as well. So looking to spread the wings to Flux and Inferno there too. At the moment, of course, the DragonX is, we talked about that, it's $9 million. He's going, this will easily be 100 million at the top of the cycle, and we look forward to that 10x. It's going to be pretty awesome. What else? Let's see what else we got here. It's crazy to see how small DragonX is. We see these green candles. It's just the beginning on DragonX, so you're not late at all on that. That's watch out. It's going to be absolutely incredible where DragonX goes. Is the king of the hill, as they say. Kind of cool. It's still early days. All right, let's jump through some of that. Yeah, DragonX supply left, and of course Hydra has burnt forever. 4.2 billion DragonX since launch. Day 369 will add even more fuel to fire, which I pointed out earlier. Yeah, farms will burn Hydra LP fees. That's pretty cool. So that's a bit of alpha there too. What else we got here from Hydra is buying $200,000. I think it's about 180K per day of DragonX off the market. 20% of that is getting burned. Crazy thing is mining is still sustainable with 1,000% ROI on Hydra. At the volatility 88-day, Hydra is going to be unbeatable for compounding. So there's that cool little insight from Eric there. Hydra's going to be unbeatable for compounding after day 88. Now there's big candles coming out, but we know only so much is probably going to sell. We'll see how that goes though. DragonX burn so far, obviously burning away. Market cap is meaningless. 2,000 holders, of course, is small. Well, 2,700 at the moment. Kind of cool. Yeah, crypto is actually moving really fast. A few weeks ago, we were celebrating 10 million market cap. Now DragonX is discovery mode, headed to 100 million. Isn't that awesome? We pointed out how quickly that's happened. DragonX is actually building a store of value in Ethereum. How? Tying in as many buy and burns and utilities as it can. More value coming in. The better 6 projects built with DragonX coming in. Of course, we've just highlighted some of those that you can see on the list here. What else? Let's see. What else? Little pearls that are coming out from Eric. Damn, Hydra looks good. Yeah, that's true. Right. Hydra buy and burn is filling up nicely. Even more impressive is how diligent and effective the team is deploying that buy pressure. And that's really something you always got to remember in the background. This is a very sustainable compounding protocol, folks, and may have the best tokenomics ever in DeFi. Hail Hydra. And of course, Hydra there is a cost driven. So kind of cool. Really cool. Performing well, says Eric. So that's all the stuff from Eric, the founder of DragonX. Now from Jake, the founder of TitanX. We've got a few comments here as well. He reposted this hyper tension when Eric, who is a brilliant developer, along with Jake stats talking about hyper, while the other projects DragonX is ripping. All I can say is buckle up if this is a sign of what is to come. So kind of cool. But the auditor there, hyper there, so that's from Eric as well. Hyper has first class support in TitanX farms. So these Titan farms are going to be major, right? And they're coming in the early October, if not the first half of October. Subject to audits, right? So that is hyper bullish for the ecosystem. DeFi coming in behind all these ROI protocols is going to be huge. Let's see. The success of TitanX community stems from the tight integration of each project into the ecosystem. That's so true. So kind of cool. Let's jump through some of these. That is it from Jake. So there we go, folks. That is our summary today, I think, for all the projects. Yeah, we've got AwesomeX coming. That's been added recently. Lotus is coming. Some beautiful artwork happening there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk more about those coming up. The next one coming up, of course, that is Vault. So we'll probably talk more about that tomorrow in the lead up to that launching. So stay tuned. And of course, Ouroboros, they're dropping the alpha back. I might actually go back there and just quickly check some of the Ouroboros ones there before we move on. We're an hour and 7 minutes on the hour, so we're not doing too badly time. Probably wrap up in a few minutes. Let's jump over to the site here. So this is Ouroboros. So it's going to have the ORX Minter. It's going to have the OX, a USDX stablecoin. It's going to have ORX snapshot voting, and of course, Dockside there, DeFi powered through the TitanX the protocol. So yeah, one of 3 big DeFi projects coming in just at the right time for the TitanX as TitanX goes hyperdeflationary. This is just insane. This system is all about to absolutely go crazy good, right? Crazy good. So definitely going to be pretty cool. Now, all right, so let's get to that. Let's just scroll around from that. We're going to go to the Twitter and have a look at any of the comments recently. UI is really beautiful. I mean, look at this UI. Isn't that great? That's the UI for this lending and stablecoin protocol. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy good? You can see the favorite assets there, TitanX, DragonX, USDX. It really is beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Fantastic. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, 11 hours ago, the party doesn't even start until we count the stuff in the billions. Yeah, I read this yesterday, actually. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun seeing that build out. All right. Currently on testnet, as we understand. Now, the other one I just want to quickly talk about was Vault coming up. Let's have a quick look at Vault while we're here. Remember, going for gold today. Yeah, the white paper is out. So if you want to read the white paper, that's definitely out. It's all on TitanX Hub. So I think I posted the link in the chat for that, didn't I? Yeah, TitanX Hub there. You can find all these projects on here. So check that out. Yeah, and here's a summary video, right? This is 6 hours ago. This was So hyperinflationary, Volt's going to be limited supply, 88% buy and burn, 10-day distribution. Now, let's not go too fast, that 10-day distribution for Volt. That's going to be really important. We know that the market likes fast distribution and a limited amount. So I think that could be really crazy. We already see we've got limited amount of Inferno, we've got a limited amount of DragonX, and of course TitanX is about to become limited. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting to see this whole ecosystem, and with all the buy and burns, massive buy and burn, build on TitanX, absolutely. There we go. So exciting stuff coming here for Volt very soon. Many upcoming protocols using Volt and their tokenomics. That's true too. So we know that if we go back to our TitanX thing, we know that Element 280 will have Volt. Titan Farms probably will accept Volt there, and of course Ouroboros may have that too. You just never know. So pretty cool. And other projects building on top of Volt, right? Which one we have? Yeah, Lotus there, potentially building on Volt there. So that's pretty exciting too. So not bad at all. So that's sort of stuff happening. Lotus is using Volt in amazing ways. So yeah, Lotus definitely confirmed there. Xara is part of the adventure. Meet Xara. Will share her story over the coming weeks. So that's coming there. Launching in 6 days is Volt. So on the 28th, pretty exciting. Yeah, there's 28th there, the launch for Volt. So that's coming up. And yeah, pretty exciting. So cool stuff happening here for Volt. What was that on there? Volt, yeah, the step into the heart of the journey there. So they're doing some cool animations as well. So we look forward to that. And of course, Lotus is coming as well. Now, apparently Lotus, we're gonna have the white paper out 30th of September for the Lotus, which is coming. And I think they're looking for an end of October launch, if I remember rightly. Let's quickly go to Lotus here and have a quick look at Lotus. I'm pretty sure that's coming up end of October, which is why I've got it in the roadmap there. Let's scroll through some of that. Yeah, white paper 30th of September. And I think they had, yeah, 30th September. And I'm sure they had something about here, the end of October. So, yeah, Lotus will be live shortly after the TitanX conference. Remember, that's the 28th of October. That's 1 year anniversary at the end of October. So that is the finish there, and that is a Lotus. So you can see that is currently on the roadmap. So looking pretty good, right? Looking pretty good. Now I think we'll wrap up there. That's an hour and 12 minutes, which is right in my window of streaming. So let's see what else we got here. We got some final comments. Matt and Bali in the house. Hey, Matt, hope you're doing well. We got Matt says, howdy, hope you're all well. I'm late to today's party. Yeah, we're just about to wrap up. But, man, what a show. We've covered a lot of stuff. Now, if you want to go next level, of course, and get all the intel, join up to our strategy club. The link's in the video description. $35 a month, really great value. We're about to, TitanX is a system that's going to do tens, hundreds of X's. It really is amazing, and you're still relatively early. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty nice. And as Yoden says, hope everybody is loving these pumps. They are indeed. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Day 500 for Pulsechain. Hex is pumping. We got some Bromance love. TitanX ecosystem is absolutely exploding. And of course, Flux launched. We got Volt coming up. Inferno's getting burned. DragonX is getting burned. TitanX is about to go hyperinflationary. We've got 3 big DeFi protocols coming. For TitanX, the system is just legit. It's just legit, and it's about to go absolutely moonside. Yeah, bring on. We're obviously entering the 100 million market caps for some of the projects. And of course, you can see a 10x from there as a billion dollar ecosystem being developed. And of course, dominating Ethereum itself. So bring it on. That's all we can say. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in Discord for those that are members. And I will also catch you again tomorrow for tomorrow's results, Tuesday stock market, and the rest of developments happening with these projects. All right, take care. Enjoy yourself, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.